Peace, everyone. Hetepu, Ashukwu Noir, Udama Akeyor, Halito, Hotep, Islam. Assalamu alaikum. Peaceful, respective greetings to everyone. I am Joy Allen, and today I am my sister's keeper, and we have planned to speak on polygamy. Now, looks like we're gonna be pushing that aside till another day. I am going to speak on one of the items that got me to the creation of the Courtship series in the beginning. All right. So, okay. So, I have planned to share some screenshots. Not screenshots. Share screen. I have some articles I'd like to share to support what I am presenting today. I also have some handouts, which I received firsthand from Mach 74 in Indianapolis, the Nation of Islam. So NOI. I am one. I despise, I hate, I do not like salesmen. I've gotten to a point recently where that includes middlemen. A middleman to me is a salesperson. And so what I do my best to do definitely as soon as I realize that I'm working with the middleman is to cut them out and go directly there myself. So I've over time and years heard things about the Nation of Islam. I've heard about some characteristics. I've heard about some customs, traditions, and I decided to go myself and check it out. Now, when I went, it was before COVID hit, and I was diligent. I was in attendance. I couldn't wait to the next meeting. The student minister there his name is Student Minister Nuri Muhammad. And he's a very insightful man, very intelligent, and he also has the support of the other members, and everyone there is excellent. I've not ever had a bad experience at that mosque, and I definitely accept COVID because they stopped the meetings, and I was very thrown because I was looking forward to meetings. I needed to be there. The bonding with the women, the relationship with the women, I was interested in that. I was also feeling comfortable sitting on the side of the mosque with just all women, and the men sat on the other side. There was this extreme high level of comfort at the mosque. And whenever I went, I felt the freedom to just go and take my notes and just be in my intellectual mind. And that's all. The only time I thought about my appearance is in the event of where I may have been in a disrespectful manner, which was not my intent ever. And so I there learned more about some other things. Anyway, I'm going to talk about courtship, and the courtship process at the Nation of Islam, with the Nation of Islam, helped explain a lot to me. And it also told me that the time or two a man approached me, he definitely was not FOI, fruit of Islam, which is the male capacity in the mosque. So I found out about courtship at one of the women's meetings. And so I'm going to read this handout. It says, "In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger." Assalamu alaikum. Muslims courtship considerations. Considerations, keyword. The Muslim courtship as instituted by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is a form of protection. A form of protection. Protection. Another key word that got me here on the courting series as it being necessary to share with everyone that will hear the message. That it is an option. And to not take note for note what is presented here on the I Am My Sister's Keeper series, to make it your own. Definitely use your own, take your own path on this. Excuse me, I'm gonna start. Honorable Elijah Muhammad is a form of protection for the MGT and FOI. There is no obligation on either part. This is an opportunity to get acquainted with each other, to find out if there is compatibility between you. The minimum age for marriage in the Nation of Islam is 18 years. Such a young one really may not be mature enough. We should know God, Allah, and have a firmly established relationship with Him first. Know yourself, what you like and dislike, what you can and cannot tolerate, what you want out of life, and what you want from your mate. Know God, yourself, and then your mate. The end of that paragraph, I'm going to say this. Speaking on the likes and dislikes, which you can tolerate and which you cannot tolerate, I did my best on Karmic Dynasty. I had a 4-part series. It's called Joy Allen's Dating Now. And it speaks about my likes, my dislikes, the things I'm not having, all this second paragraph spoke of. So I'm glad I did that first. And I know pending for this series, we have 2 candidates, and Ramutef will be bringing the presentations in due time. So I look forward to that. We all look forward to that presentation from Ramutef Queb. 3rd paragraph. Observe other marriages in close family relations, your family as well as his, even though they may not be Muslim. We have been shaped by our surroundings and environment. We may bring some of these traits with us unknowingly. Talk about the marriages on both sides, yours and his family. Then analyze them with your correspondent to point out the negative that you do not want and the positive that you would like. Consider your financial status. Are you financially stable? Are you independent, self-reliant? Is the brother unemployed? Living with someone? Is he in love or is he looking for help? Do you want a man you may end up providing for? Apply the same rule to yourself. Are you looking to marry so you can be provided for? All you have to do is keep husband, house, and children. What will happen to you if your husband dies or divorces you? I am going to be speaking briefly on these because there's some steps that goes with these paragraphs. So I'm going to talk about them before I go to the back. So, and study for yourself. I'm gonna share some things with y'all I got from the meeting there when I went to the Nation of Islam Mosque 74 in Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay, so the paragraph it talked about observing other marriages. So in the NOI, when you're courting and you go on a date, first date, you go with a married couple, someone who's been married for a long length period, a nice number of years, and they are the chaperones, so to speak. And so you don't go out on your first date by yourself. You're with the chaperones, which I thought was great, because in a world always where you think something's great, where the people talk real good and they turn out to be creepy, sometimes people end up hurt, dead, thinking they was in a safe place. So I enjoyed seeing that, and that someone goes with you on the dates. Also, what I know is there's this process, and I'm going to cut to this sheet so y'all know where I'm talking about. There's this actual process. And when I learned of this process, it helped me know where that comfort was coming from. There is a structure in the Nation of Islam, and it helped my comfort level. So again, as I said before, I appreciate sitting on the side of the mosque where all the women were at and the men were on the other side. And so for the men of the nation, they know these steps. A visiting male, may not know these steps. So they stand out, whether they know it or not. Because after I seen this, I seen one or two. I'm like, yep, he ain't a member. Yep, he ain't about that life. Yeah, he was approaching me because he don't know. Here, I'm going to show you what's to know. Okay. And I'm keeping this in brief because as a FOI, you would go through the training, and I'm not going to give each step by step because to me, those are called cheat codes. And for any male that would go to a mosque and want to hook up with a chick, he already knows not to do it because he stand out, because I already told him that right now. But he would also know the full of what he has to face to go through to be able to speak to her. I'm not sharing all of that. I'm not giving you the cheat codes. Go check it out for yourself. You in there, you better do what's right because they will check you. They will get you right one way or the other. FOI, Fruit of Islam, courtship request procedures. Courtship request procedures to that thing. Okay. Effective immediately. The following rules must be adhered to by all FOI who desire to enter into a courtship. Any FOI requesting to court a MGT must first complete the courtship request form. You need a form for that. You want to talk to her? You just want to know her name? You need a request form, brother. The form can be obtained from the FOI captain. So you got to go to the captain. You got to go to another man before you can see about her. Or first officer at Monday night FOI class. So you can't go to the captain or the first officer or call him in the middle of the night because your horny board or broke. You can't do that on a Friday because you want a date. Or for Saturday night, you going to do it on Monday night at the FOI class. Keep it together, brothers. Keep it together. Upon completion, the form is to be returned to the FOI captain or first officer for submittance to the MGT captain or her MGT designated representative. Now, from what I was told, in the women's class, the lady talk, so the brother want to know her. He got to fill out a form and give it to his captain or first officer. This is the thing. If the captain or first officer deems you worthy, then your form will be sent to the MGT captain or her MGT designated representative. So the captain or first officer from the talking to women's class is looking for things like we just talked about. Consider your financial status, brother. Are you financially stable? Can you manage a household financially? Are you independent? Are you self-reliant? Are you dependent on your mama for if a bill don't get paid? Mama, I need a couple dollars to pay this bill. Daddy, I need a couple few to get a couple more. And brother, are you unemployed? If you're unemployed, they're not letting you submit your request form for the sister, for your interest in the sister. Are you living with someone? And is this for love, or are you looking for some help? You want somebody to clean your house? You want somebody to cook your dinner? But you only want to hook up with somebody to take care of you, be your in place of your mama, because you a mama's boy. You don't want to do your laundry and stuff. You want her to come around. That ain't what it's for. They checking you at the door, brother. They checking you at the door. You want a man. End up. So on and so forth. And then, brother, you got to be able to let that captain know, the FOI captain or first officer know, what is your plan? How is your wife and your household gonna be taken care of in the event you die? In the event there is a divorce, in the event you get hurt on the job and it take a minute for your disability to kick in, where your household gonna be? That means you gotta have a plan, brother. So with all that being said, and the FOI know these steps, they got all this set and established before they even submit the form. I promise you. And so then the form go to the MGT captain or her designated representative. The MGT captain or her MGT designated representative will inform the sister requested for courtship at the MGT class on the following Saturday. So the men submit the request forms on a Monday night. Depending on when you get that form turned back in, she ain't even gonna know you thinking about her until on a Saturday, a following Saturday. And then, brother, how you know another brother didn't beat you to it and he already thinking about her? So then you got to be willing to face rejection. She might already be considering him. She might already be, but with these steps in place, this is something that the FOI captain and first officer are aware of. They will be aware of that because the brothers have to go through them. And so then there's somewhere in their structure how that's all taken care of and sorted out. Upon notification of acceptance of the courtship, the respective FOI and MGT will be formally introduced to each other on the Sunday following receipt of the acceptance by the FOI captain or first officer. You have to be formally introduced. They don't give you the green light and you run over there across the mosque and go check her out. No, bruh. Slow down. Cool your heels. You're going to be formally introduced. If the courtship is refused, the respective FOI will be informed at the Monday night FOI class following the receipt of the refusal by the FOI captain or first officer. Okay, you don't know what? I'm gonna cut to this article so y'all can have something to look at besides me. I got that kind of, we gonna roll around here where I'm at. Peace to everyone. Peace. I appreciate you all being here. Now, this article is from brotherkayamblog.com, and it is Children of the Most High, Proper Courtship Works. And this article is from 2018. And it speaks about from the gate, getting divorced. 9 times out of 10, we are not the least bit surprised. And why? How could we have anticipated the end was coming long before the pronouncement? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that something comes into existence. Something comes into existence often determines how long it will last. The universal law is as true for the origin of a country as it is for each of our marriages. Everything has a beginning. Every plant has a root. Every building starts with the foundation, and every marriage was initiated by a pursuit. The composition and quality inherent of every beginning will determine its strength, health, and longevity. So if we want to determine why something ended or how long it will last, examine the beginning. Okay? We must examine the beginning. And with that in mind, the beginning looks like the Nation of Islam is setting them up for success. I think when you would stray away from these procedures and the process is when heads might roll and headaches will follow. I appreciate a nation, a people that can say, hey, we have procedures. The Nation of Islam has exhibited to me without even trying to let's show her we're great. They've done it several times. And this courtship paper is one. This courtship procedure is one of them. Now back to the article, because now they about to be talking about some slavery. Let's see what they saying. Let me hold on. How big is this for y'all? Let me magnify this right here a little bit more. Okay, that might be great. All right. According to the U.S. Census Bureau in 1890, goodness, 1890, just 25 years post chattel slavery. I'm about to say slavery, Slav slavery. Black women were more likely to be married than white women, and black men were more likely to be married than white men. However, the trend began to reverse in the 1960s for men and in the 1970s for women. In 1890, 80% of black households were comprised of two parents. Over 100 years later, only 40% of black children live in a household with married parents. As it stands today, according to the National Healthy Marriage Resource Center, African Americans are significantly less likely than other racial ethnic groups to ever marry, less likely to remarry, more likely to divorce, separate and cohabit, and bear and rear children out of wedlock and in mother-only households. There are many factors contributing to these sad statistics, but one variable remains unchanged. Instead of engaging in a careful, thoughtful, and deliberate courtship process, we are replacing courtship with dating, premarital sex, and cohabiting. This is the way of the world, not God's way. God forbids premarital sex, and he hates divorce. Therefore, in the Nation of Islam, to increase our likelihood of success, we do not date. We do not have boyfriends or girlfriends. In fact, this concept is completely foreign to both Bible and Holy Quran. We will not find a reference or equivalency to boyfriend or girlfriend in the scriptures. Today, we can no longer lip profess about God being the center of our lives and our marriages. Our actions and choices must bear witness that we prefer his way. Now, not soon after I found out about this, I shared it with my children. To me, it's very necessary. I recent times had to bring it back up and share with them again, because to me, there's an importance of knowing this. It's important. Whether, like I said, you follow this to the letter or not, you ain't got to follow it to the letter. Ain't breaking no laws. It's about protection and some other things. Take note, if you will. If not, either way, I'm about to read page 2 of this. Consider establishing your independence first. A person dependent upon another tends to accept what is given or offered to them, no matter how small or insignificant. When you have your own or have the means to obtain what you want, they have to rise a step above. Rise, which means you are in a place where they will come to you. Not where you got to bow down or grovel and go down to people's levels. Grand rising. That's what we say. Grand rising. People supposed to rise to where you at. You know what I mean? Y'all better get it together. Don't be, hold on, like this head, this piece right here, supposed to be rising. This mother want to slip and fall right here. I ain't got time. Choose your mate from within the Nation of Islam, someone with the same beliefs as yourself that will eliminate one of the main sources of disagreement. So a source of disagreement is religion. Yes, religion. Remember, you cannot change anyone. If you marry outside the nation with the hopes of changing the person after marriage can be detrimental. You can only be an example. You cannot change anyone. Hold on, I like my hair wrapped like it was. What is it doing? Okay. Discuss what you have of value to contribute financially, materially, spiritually, and socially. Question him on his contributions. Do not accept his contributions from the standpoint of what he plans to have working in unity with you. Make sure there is something tangible before the marriage. Don't marry plans, marry the man. That's good. That rhyme. Don't marry the plan, marry the man. Kind of how I said. Y'all got it. Discuss your goals and aspirations. Question him on his aspirations to see if they are compatible. Discuss children. How many? How would you like to raise them? Means of punishment. Discuss how he has punished. Discuss how he was punished and how you were punished. Discuss what you think the proper role of mother and father should be. Do not make finding a mate your priority when entering into the Nation of Islam or the club or on your job, etc., etc. Establish a relationship with Allah. Keep up prayers, charity, and fasting. Strive for righteousness of self. Then wait for Allah to send your mate. Courtship should be no more than 6 months to a year. If after a year's time you want to marry, go ahead, make the arrangements. If after this time you do not want to marry, dissolve the courtship. There is no obligation. You must be chaperoned by an adult Muslim, preferably a couple not in your age group. If it is not possible to have a couple, then an older believer would make the best chaperone. A Muslim adult must chaperone all visits between the brother and sister. Do not ride in the car sitting together. This was one of my ones I like too. You see, I got excited. I was like, yes, here we go. Do not ride in the car sitting together during a visit. One is to sit in the back and one is to sit in the front. If that is not possible, there must be someone else to sit between them. Do not hold hands or touch in any manner. What you touching me for? What you want to touch me for? Pass that energy to me for why? No, bruh. No, bruh. No. Remember, the Muslim courtship is a form of protection for the MGT and FOI. If you decide against marriage to that individual, the next correspondent will have no doubt of your righteousness in the previous courtship if you adhere to the guidelines set up by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Your reputation will remain intact. That was another key point for me. And it was like, they are straight considering the woman and the man too, but I'm a woman. So here's my viewpoint. I was like, wow, this is great. I hadn't thought of that while reading this. I'm like, okay, I get the procedures. You go with a chaperone. You don't sit together in the car. You don't touch. But as I mentioned, when I was first started talking about another brother got to her before you. She turns him down and you up next. You know that the procedures was followed and her reputation remains intact. So you ain't gotta be feeling like you visiting Hoville. She's straight, bro. This is a beautiful thing. This is beautiful. I don't plan to be here all night because I had planned on doing some other stuff when I came on here, which included eating. So I'm be on here. I'm about to be finishing my meal shortly. I appreciate the Nation of Islam. I cannot wait until the mosque opens again. Right now I'm in Detroit, so if I'm gonna have to find a mosque in Detroit and see what's up. That's what I'm gonna have to do. Now, for those who are not of the Nation of Islam and you still want to, how can I do this for myself? Let's look at that. Let's look at some options for you. Besides the I Am My Sister's Keeper, the series on courtship, attracting commitment, let's look at this. When a young man believes he is ready for marriage and sees a young lady he would like to pursue, he should never share his intentions directly with her without first approaching her father, regardless of her age. If the father is living, any honorable man will seek permission from the father and mother first. There can be no shortcuts during the courtship process because a proper courtship has one purpose: to determine whether or not the couple is compatible for marriage. This must be approached with all seriousness and righteous intention. We cannot allow our physical attraction to one another to cloud our critical discovery. Okay. All right. So, hold up, y'all. Hold up. All right. How to get rid of a creature or two. I didn't even bring my can of raid, so I just used the block button. All right. I think that's all I want to share today. Now, I do have a guest lined up for next Sunday. So if it comes through, the polygamy subject is going to have to move 2 Sundays out at least. The next Sunday is my happy solar return. My happy birthday, my born day. So, and I don't know if the courtship series is gonna share be on that night because I also am doing my already posted broadcast for my birthday, my born day, my happy solar return. Now, as I was saying, I have a guest lined up to come on next Sunday. I cut middlemen. So not only have I visited the Nation of Islam in the past few years, I've also visited the Moorish Science Temple of America. More than one. Great teachings. And as I went through my journey, the teachings got better. The knowledge is greater. And there is Sheikh, he'll be on, and he'll be discussing that the procedures of courtship for the Moorish Science Temple of America. I'm like, what? Y'all got that? Because brother, I know a two that approached me, and it wasn't in procedure. Because I'm just now finding out from you that there is a procedure in the Moorish Science Temple of America. So, with that being said, I'm going to get off here. If I start calling names and naming names and stuff, I'm going to finish my dinner. I love you all. Y'all are so great to me. Here's my contact information. It's been ticking the whole entire broadcast, I do think. Woo! The journey is real. Take care of yourself. Continue to protect yourself. Continue to live in light, love, truth, peace, wholeness, wellness, balance, beauty, and self. Knowledge of self is important. Continue your precious journey. I love you all again. I'm out of here. Got some things to do. Peace to all of you. Cherie Reed, my mother, the matriarch. I appreciate you. Gratitude to you. Enjoy your evening, all. Enjoy your evening.